It's the early 2000s. The Budd Silverliner IIs and St. Louis Car Company Silverliner IIIs have been running since the 1960s, but they have become more problematic due to their age and lack of ADA compliance. In 2005, SEPTA placed an order for 120 new Silverliner 5s from Hyundai Redone to replace the aging Silverliners. However, design delays, bidding disputes, and a new plant needing to be set up in South Philadelphia delayed delivery until 2010, keeping the older cars in service for 5 more years despite their issues. To add insult to injury, on November 3, 2009, TWU Local 234, the workers' union for the SEPTA Suburban District, went on strike. This was the first strike led by Union President Willie Brown, known as the most hated man of Philly. He and the union argued for higher wages, operator hours, amongst other things. This caused service on the Market Frankford line, Broad Street line, most center city bus routes, and all trolleys to be suspended except for routes 101, 102, and 100, also known as the Norristown High Speed Line. This caused an outrage amongst SEPTA commuters, with most having to pile up onto regional rail to get to work. This quickly caused SEPTA trains to become overcrowded, having to deadhead to Center City once full. This caused a serious strain on the Silverliners, including the older Silverliner IIs and IIIs. This was the last thing these cars needed. Despite this, SEPTA still managed to keep the trains moving on day 1, until the very next day. November 4th, 2009. It has been officially 1 day since the strike had started. A morning SEPTA R5 commuter train was running from Thorndale to Center City, consisting of mainly older Silverliner IIs led by car 257, a former Pennsylvania Railroad car made in the 1960s. As the train made its way to Overbrook, passengers and a conductor started smelling something burning, much like burning trash. Then smoke began to appear from car 257. Fearing an onboard fire, conductors ordered everyone in 257 to move into the rearmost cars. Others, not wanting any part of it, got off at Overbrook Station, fearing a disaster. The train managed to leave Overbrook, but it didn't get far. Just south of the station, around 52nd and Lancaster, right by the Overbrook maintenance facility, the smoke got worse. The engineers stopped the train and everyone was evacuated right before fire started shooting out the windows of the car. The operator bailed out of the side of the car long before the cab and the front end of the car were engulfed in flames. At first, reports stated 1 person died in the burning car, but soon it was confirmed everyone made it out safely without incident due to the quick thinking of the conductors. Passengers, however, were faced with another disaster. The first disaster was 257 catching fire. The second disaster was SEPTA trying to organize shuttle buses to take them to the city where they need to go for work. Most, fed up with the disaster, just walked their way to work. The R5 Paley-Thorndale line and the nearby R6 Kingwood line were suspended for 3 hours until 9 a.m., which caused chaos considering the fact that Paley-Thorndale is one of the lines with the highest ridership. But what could have caused this? Was it arson from a disgruntled SEPTA employee fed up with management? Did 257 work herself apart? Or was it a careless smoker? Investigators quickly ruled out arson and discovered one of the passenger compartment heaters in 257 had not been cleaned properly by SEPTA crews. The pile of trash and dust overheated the poorly maintained heater, starting a fire. It was thankful the fire was quickly noticed by conductors, otherwise passengers would have panicked and possibly injured themselves trying to get out, or possibly die in the fire and smoke. In the end, the strike continued until November 9th. While after this, Willie Brown got his title of Most Hated Man of Philly, he told reporters that he had no problem with it. However, he did lose re-election as union president 10 months after launching this first strike. He gained it back in 2013 and has been battling with management ever since. SEPTA accused Brown, though, of not participating in good faith negotiations, stating, "SEPTA negotiators have been working tirelessly to get a deal done, and we're asking TWU leadership to do the same, for the sake of their members and the people who rely on them every day to safely get them where they need to go." Finally, in 2010, the Silverliner 5s were ready for service, and the older Silverliner 2s and 3s could finally be retired. Most 2s and 3s were scrapped, but Silverliner II 9001 and Silverliner III 238 are still around, having been stored in Fraser Yard with some of the AEM7s. As for SEPTA Car 257, it stayed in Overbrook Maintenance Facility, now cooked and crispy, but has since been scrapped. This, however, wasn't the last time a SEPTA train caught fire. On August 29, 2018, Silverliner 4 144 broke down in Glenside Station on a Warminster train and later caught fire. The cause is still unknown, however, 144 and its permanently coupled car 143 are both out of service, with 144 being repaired and 143 having its graffiti cleaned off. 10 years have gone by since this fire, but if you really think about it, if the Silverliner 5s came on time in 2005, there's a good chance this disaster may have been averted, whether the strike took place or not.